So at this point, we got into a really nice rhythm, haven't we? Almost every week or so, sometimes even multiple times per week, we get a new AI model. Or at least a new version of an existing AI model. And with new version, I don't mean something like Gemini 2.5 compared to 2.0. I mean a new version of Gemini 2.5, for example. Like yesterday. When I'm recording this, yesterday Google dropped a brand new version of Gemini 2.5 Pro, which you can try out now. And of course, it's better because with every drop of a new AI model, we get some benchmark results. And of course, we only get the benchmark results those companies want to show us. And I don't know about you, but I personally haven't kept track of all the different AI benchmarks that exist. I can't tell you which ones are meaningful and which ones are less important. And at least in my experience, those benchmark results also don't always translate into better performance or a model being better when it comes to me using the model. Sometimes I can't tell a difference. Sometimes it feels like a new version is performing worse than an older version, which of course is possible. A model can perform really good in a benchmark, whilst at the same time being not that great in actual use because of limitations or guardrails it might have, and for plenty of other reasons, because all these benchmarks, of course, measure different things. And of course, there definitely also is a world where you could think about fine-tuning or optimizing models to perform well in certain benchmarks. So for all these reasons, a model performing really good in some benchmark does not necessarily mean that it will be a great model for your specific use case. Now, the cycle we're in, of course, also includes lots of AI influencers telling us that this new version is now totally changing everything, that it's over for some other models or specific applications, and so on. You all know the game. It's annoying. Now, just to be very clear though, I'm absolutely a fan of this AI revolution we're in. Or to be more precise, I could have a pretty good life if we would not have this AI revolution. I would be totally fine with that. But now that we have it, I'm a fan of the opportunities and possibilities these large language models unlock. Just like you probably do, I also use them every day for a broad variety of tasks. I use them for coding assistance, of course, for research, in many custom workflows and automations I set up. And yeah, in general, a lot. These AI models are definitely very, very helpful. I just can't always tell the difference between new model versions. And of course, it's not just new model versions. We have so many models coming out. I mean, look at the model picker in ChatGPT. This is a joke. This is just a joke. Is anybody out there really making meaningful choices between those different models? I mean, I get it that you maybe use GPT-4o for most tasks, and then you want to use o3 or some O model for reasoning tasks. That's something that's relatively easy to memorize and do. But does anybody really switch between all these models for different tasks? Congratulations to you if you are. I certainly don't. And there is a reason why OpenAI actually published a guide on which model to use under which circumstances, but sorry, I want to use AI to simplify my work and my research and my tasks and not make it more complex. So naturally, what I think is going to happen is that, of course, inside of AI chat applications like ChatGPT, we'll get some auto routing. And you can already get this if you, for example, access those models through services like OpenRouter, which, by the way, is an amazing service, especially if you're building AI-powered applications, because this service gives you one endpoint, one API you can talk to then easily switch between all kinds of models. And what they also have is an auto router, which will automatically choose the appropriate model based on the prompt you send to them. Of course, you then have to trust that it's doing a good job at that. But solutions like this exist. For example, also in Cursor and other code editors where you can tell Cursor that it should automatically choose an AI model based on the prompt you're sending to it. But then again, I don't know about you, but I also got my favorite models. I'm actually, of course, not trying out all these new models that are coming out almost every day. For one, because I don't have a subscription with all these different providers, and I also don't have the time for it. And that's even the more important part. I'm not interested in experimenting with those different models all the time. So I typically tend to use Gemini 2.5 Pro for almost everything because it gets the job done for me. And you probably also got your favorite model, no matter if that's ChatGPT with GPT-4o or one of the O models like O3. We all got our favorite models probably. We also all probably don't have subscriptions with all available providers, though of course there are services like OpenRouter or applications like T3 Chat, which give you easy access to multiple models for a very affordable price. But still, I would argue that most of us probably have some favorite model, though definitely let me know if that's not the case for you. And definitely let me know if you got a good strategy for choosing the right model for the right job. What I'm trying to get at here is that we got lots of innovation going on, which is good, but that of course can also feel overwhelming, at least if you feel pressured to try out all these different models and if you easily feel left behind, which you shouldn't, because it's all marketing in the end, right? So all these benchmark numbers, it's marketing, all these AI influencers, it's marketing. It really doesn't matter. Just play around with these models from time to time, find your favorite model for your task, and that's all you need to do. Ultimately, they're all large language model. They're all pretty decent at generating text, generating tokens, and therefore helping you with a broad variety of tasks. And that's what matters. Now, I guess in the future, probably in the not too distant future, we'll have automatic model routing built into applications like ChatGPT. And I would guess that OpenAI and Google and all those other providers also give us API endpoints or options we can send to their APIs if we're using the models programmatically to get such automatic routing as I described it with OpenRouter. Because ultimately, I don't think people want to make deliberate choices all the time, especially when using AI as a chatbot through ChatGPT or the Gemini app or any other AI chatbot app. You don't want to make choices all the time. Some people maybe do, but I guess most consumers just want to have a tool that gets the job done for them. So I guess like the end game, the not too distant end game here is that we won't have model pickers anymore anytime soon. Instead, it'll just pick the right model for us, the application we're using, I mean. And by the way, just in case you also have a web development background as I do, all this innovation, all these new models dropping all the time might remind you of the JavaScript framework wars we had back between, I guess, 2016, 2015, and 2020, something like that. Because back then it could feel like a new JavaScript front-end framework would come out almost every day, though it probably was more like every half a year or every quarter. But we had lots of JavaScript frameworks being released back then. Some of them, of course, still are important, like obviously Angular, React, Vue, Svelte, and please don't be sad if I don't mention your favorite framework here, but we had lots of innovation, lots of new frameworks coming out every day, or it felt like it was every day back then. And now we're back in that game, just 100 times worse in the AI space. And just as back then, what's really important to me here is that you shouldn't feel overwhelmed by that. There is no reason to try out all those new models, as I just mentioned, just as there wasn't a reason to try out all these JavaScript frameworks back then. And it's of course good to have innovation. It's good to have rapid improvement of these models, because if you like them or not, they're here. They're here to stay, and they do unlock many opportunities and possibilities. You just shouldn't fall into the trap of feeling like you have to use them all and have to find the best model for every use case, because there really is no best model. And even if there were, it's not going to be the best model anymore tomorrow when the next model drops. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on this entire model innovation madness and all these model pickers. But as I mentioned before, definitely let me know what's your opinion on that. If you have an elaborate strategy for finding the best model for a certain use case, or if you just don't care and you have one model which you use all the time. Let me know. Have a great day. Bye.